Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flying with Mike. Sorry for the delay in getting running, but we got everything up, ready to go. Phone calls taken care of. We're about to go flying in Alaska with Alaska Bush. Well, good afternoon now. Welcome aboard Flying with Mike. We're up here in Alaska again. We're gonna test fate again. We're gonna try the C90. I've updated to 9.4, I believe is the latest. And we're gonna give this a try off the uh, grass and gravel runways of Alaska. We'll see if we can't make it the 227 miles from Arctic Village here. Hang on a second. To Circle City, which is about 55 miles south of Fort Yukon. Terrain today may not be as mountainous as we're used to seeing here lately, but it's still going to be fun. Folks, it's Alaska. Weather could become an issue into Circle City. If it does, like always, if it drops below minimums, or I think it's not going to be findable very easily, we're going to just simply go to VFR flying. So, but we'll deal with that 227 miles away, folks. There's the aircraft. Yes, he puts a fuel truck in front of it. That's fine. It's, whatever he wants. Hopefully we won't run into the problems with the engine fire issue that we had last time. And we'll see here. It's a really, I mean, honestly, it's a beautiful looking airplane, both outside and inside. Some of the issues I have, the fuel truck, that's one of my issues, but that's something he likes. That's fine, to each their own. But overall, the whole look of the plane is really good. So we're gonna just go ahead and get up into the cockpit here, and let's go ahead and close up that door, and let's get set to fly with Mike. Okay, so we're going to get into this by using the before start checklist. Now, I have yet to find a pilot handbook out there for this aircraft. And I'm sure it's because I haven't dug deep enough. But we're going to go through this and we're going to actually see if we can get it into the air from here to there. I have done it before, but they were two hard surface runways, not like these that are two gravel runways. So we'll see how things turn out. Now, there is no METAR, as you can see in the chat room, showing for here. So I'll go ahead. The latest one that I was able to get off here was... Oh, and you'll have to excuse me, folks. The reason for the later start today is I just came off a 48-hour work shift. So I am a little groggy, but we've taken a nap. So hopefully that helps. But the last METAR was yesterday. Oh goodness, at 9:56, and that was so we're not even going to deal with it. I'm going to check one website, see if by chance there is one out there and it's just not being pulled in. Oh, I guess I got to see what well, I'm not even sure. I haven't seen it yet. Wow. AirNav I thought would have something out here on it. Let's try that. Okay, I tried typing in METAR, and that's striking out too. So, well, folks, I guess the weather station isn't operable there right now. Looking outside, we can fly out of here. Kind of give you a little lay of the land. And we're going to look at Sim Toolkit here or charts, either one, real quick. The runway is way over there. And you're going, well, Mike, you're in the grass. You're off paved surfaces. Yeah, there are none here. Let me show you what we've got here. Let's see. All right, so there's Sim Toolkit. As you look at it, you can see the purple plane. That's me. There is a ramp actually there in real life, and somewhat of a taxiway. And there's the runway. So you can kind of see, while X-Plane does really good with the big stuff, the little stuff, well, like Microsoft, they kind of dust under the rug. But that's okay. We'll take off anyway. But you get an idea here, and it is in the middle of nowhere. But we're zoomed in, by the way, on Sim Toolkit to be able to show you this. So, and what we'll do is we'll just taxi out and head over to runway 2 for our departure and head out that way. And as you can see, the route, it's a very simple one. I don't think many The Victor 438 I can't put in. So I'm going to have to go through and look at all of the different, make sure all of these get put in. Because it looks like only one. All right, so let's get rid of Sim Toolkit here and let's actually get into the flight today. All right, today's flight, as you saw, we're going to go from Arctic Village to Circle City. So first thing we got to do here is we have to go through the before start. So we've got the cabin door closed and locked, loaded the baggage. That's what we've got to do right now. So we're going to go to the, let's get Sim Toolkit back up so you can see that too. All right, there's Sim Toolkit. And for today's flight, the loadout is 4 passengers and 100 pounds of cargo. So we'll have a total payload of 900 pounds. So we'll go up here to flight, edit, weight and balance. Now, first thing I'm going to do is zero everything out and then put my 900 in. Come down to fuel. And as you can see on Sim Toolkit, we're going to be putting 1183 on. Now, this has been interesting to watch today. A couple of times when I first tried setting up this morning, they were calling for our alternate to be Eielson Air Force Base. Eielson or Fairbanks, they're pretty much the same amount of burn of fuel to get to. When I did this the last time, it threw us to Anchorage. So that's a lot of extra fuel to carry. So we're going to stick to actually use Fairbanks as our alternate. Okay, but we have our 900 pounds in the payload, 1,183 pounds of fuel loaded. Everything looks good on the fuel tanks. So we're going to just click Done and Apply. And it sinks in more to the ground. All right, so weight and balance checked, emergency exit locked, control locks removed. Everything's free. All right, seatbelts are on. Parking brake. Parking brake in this is right here. We just make sure it's pulled. Pedestal circuit breakers in. I didn't know there were pedestal circuit breakers. I thought they were all on that side. Overhead panel. Turn everything on. It's a very slow process. And that is my bad. I could have had those all up and readied. But we're going to turn everything to bright. Except for a couple. Okay, pilot flight lights, overhead sub panels, that's where we're at right now. Side panel lights, okay. And co-pilot gyro, this is basically the instrument panel, as is the flight lights. Okay, next up is the indirects up here. I know, so I can hear one of you saying, just hold it, don't use the mouse wheel. You know, it goes the same speed. That's another one of my gigs. Now, a couple things you see on this. Yes, we can sit there and say, well, that text is bad, that text is bad, that text. He's tried, he's explained. It's something in the font on the actual textures that is causing that he can't get fixed out yet. Hopefully he will, because I would love to be able to read, especially down here to do the checks that we have to with the volts. Okay, back down here. Overhead panels taking care of oxygen. The control. That is basically what he's talking about here is the oxygen masks now are back here. You can pull them, breathe in them, and all that good stuff. The big thing, though, that we need to do is come over to the Copilot side, come down. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Zoom in. And oxygen, I'm probably one up. Right there. Make sure it's in the green, which is all the way to the right. Okay, so cabin temperatures. Make sure they're in the, we'll just go here, in the off position. Landing gear lever is down. You're not going to have anything because we have no power on the plane. Prop levers. We need to take those full forward. Now, you can either touch them and do them individually, or come below them, you can push them together. So you can do it all in one easy move. Okay, power levels. Idle. Right here. And these are your fuel condition levers, need to be in the fuel cutoff position. CBs are in, firewall valves closed, cross feed open. So we're going to come over here to the fuel panel. We're going to open, boost pumps on. Hang on a second, folks. I got to check something. That's what I thought. Things are really loud, and I had a feeling they'll be louder once we fire up. Sorry for that, folks. I didn't think to check that beforehand. I thought that kind of went with plane by plane. I was wrong. Boost pumps are on battery switch. Battery switch is right here. We'll check our fuel. Just below the 6s. Good. Inverter we don't have. Fuel pressure light should be on up here. Oh wait, we do have, I'm thinking caravan. My bad. Stand by, folks. That was bad. I forgot we do have inverters. Inverter on. Okay. Check low pressure. Okay. Inverter off, transfer pumps on. I don't hear the sounds. Fuel quantities checked, fire detection checked. Okay. And voltometers and annunciator warnings, test and extinguish. Okay, so let's come back down here, get the seatbelt signs on. Okay, and we're ready to move into engine start. All right, so with the battery switch on, I am going to go ahead and turn the nav lights on. And now the beacons. Right engine. We're going to on. And we're firing up. Okay. And I'm going to make sure. Okay. Okay, right generator switch. To go on now, you have to go all the way up to reset and back to on. Okay. Okay, and let's go ahead now and get, oh, we got to go to high idle. And let's start the next one. Okay, fuel lever coming to low idle. Again, this is something he's added. He's on VR. I guess it helps him. I don't get it. I don't know why I've got 3 white lights here. Okay, they're on. Okay, our ITT and all looks good. Let's get our generator on. Okay. And our generators. Inverters are on. Oil and fuel pressure left and right. Fuel oil. Pressures look good. Oil looks good. Okay. And we can now pull back to low idle. Okay, so from here on, now we can turn the avionics switch on. Cabin mode can go to auto. Leads 1 and 2 on. I turned the bar light on. I don't know what it does, folks. I'll be totally honest. And we're set at this point. Fuel control, heats, lights are as required. Transfer pumps on. To auto. Don't know why it says to on. Cross feeds auto. Boost pumps on. Yeah, I don't get that one. So, and then we want to do an annunciator check. Oops. Fuel cross feed. Why do we have that now? Oh, that's why. I had it all the way up. Boy, that's sure, sometimes these switches really throw me off. Okay, it's still there. Okay, hopefully we're good. Because now we're going to work on the main panel here. Okay, so annunciators are out, instruments checked, and we've got the avionics on, so let's come down here, kick that on. Okay, oh, and I need to do one thing. Set that to HSI. And we're going to go to 17,000. So we'll go ahead and set that in here. As I understand this panel, folks, and I am no expert on the KingAir, Oh, and I do apologize for coughing in your ear. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring this up into the middle. Okay, barometric pressure here. Well, what I'm going to go with is the airport elevation of 2092, and I think I've had this up the whole time. Folks, my apologies. Okay, so 2092. Wow. Wait a minute. 20. Other way. Okay, we'll go with it there. And that's a little trick, folks, if you're not sure. You can just set it to airport elevation, and you're going to be pretty close with your altimeter setting. So now let's get on. Another thing I forgot to start is the XPilot program. Okay. Good thing is I didn't forget X-Plane, or well, yeah, didn't forget X-Plane, duh, the ACARS program. Okay, so let's see, standby. Getting all my radios fired up now. Okay. All right, so we have these fired up. We're on 122.8. We are going to be on VATSIM. I do plan to fly this VFR. And I'm getting that loaded up here right now. Although they're going to be very, very disgruntled that I'm below 18 though. I'm going to go with 15.5. Takeoff time. I think we can do it at 50. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and come online here real quick. All right, since okay. So let's set up the GPS here while we're waiting. We'll go to flight plan. Push, clear, yes, clear, yes. Okay, so we're at PARC. Now we're going to put our departure in. What runway again? Runway 2. So, as you can see on here, we're going to scroll down to select departure. Enter. Tuvo. Enter. Runway 2. Enter. And that just set us up to Tuvo, to 2 VVO. Enter. So now we just scroll down. Now let me bring Sim Toolkit up. Should have just left it up. Yeah, you guys could say that. We're gonna hope this is gonna work. There's been a lot of updates. That's weird. Okay, so it won't connect. That's not going to be a problem. All right, so the TUVO 1 departure. Maybe. I don't know why it's not pulling them up. All right, maybe there's a bug afoot here because it's any updates, no updates. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of Sim Toolkit. Never brought it up. I'm going to switch to charts. Okay, let's give this program a try. Okay. Okay, that worked. Okay. I'll get my laptop back up here so I can see. But we'll get the TUVO up here. There we go. Okay, across the top, you see 135 is Anchorage Center. If they come up, 2092 for our airfield elevation. Okay, it's a simple NUDTI, as you see here. That's right there. Then we go over to Hullis, and then down to, I call it TUVO. Okay, and we're back up with our chat room here. Okay, so there we go to TUVO. Now we got to work from TUVO. So we'll go to the next line down. Here, we'll just close this out for now. And we're going to want, actually, I'm making sure. All right. Well, I was kind of hoping we need to go to OMEDE. That's one of the fixes along the way. So O. Oh. M. Here, let me try something since I see charts is still up. OMEDE. Okay, and then we just simply push enter and accept. And then our next fix will be, hang on, LECIB. And I always want to double check these when I get them entered. LECIB, especially when it autofills. Enter, accept. Now from here, charts has us to DIFER. F. ER, DIFER, enter, accept. And then I think it's our arrival airport. You all can see it faster than I will. PACR. Now, from what I found out, folks, there are no arrivals in here. That's why, if we have weather issues, I'll go VFR. There we go, Circle City. And there you go, folks. There's our flight in, including our departure. Now, you can set the bottom one if you want. I'm going to go ahead at least get some of this loaded in. How about we first... come down here and delete it. Okay, and now I'm not going to put the departure in, so I'm just going to go to TUVVO. And I just use this as kind of a backup. Not a big one, as you can tell. Otherwise, I would have put the departure in. V. And it's LECIB. And then differ. And finally, PACR. Oh, not Q. Okay, and what that does, that just has it there for me. Now, what I did is I just clicked flight plan. It takes us to and from. I'm actually going to come off this. So now to see the map here, one notch up. Now I'm going to show you something here. Now the same thing here. The reason, you all hear me say this. This is the one that's in the Caronado caravan. You see the lack of data here that you have to work with, folks, versus distance, track, ETEs, and all of that. This, I wish this was in here, and I don't know if it's possible or not, but it just irritates me. So that's what I'm talking about, how you get more information on the 530. I'm sure the next one up in the 700 series is more, as well as the 1000s that are out there in the newer planes. Okay, so we need to get a frequency in. We're going to do this real quick. Pop that up. And then, what is Yukon? $14.40. Okay, so 1440 is actually Yukon. 220, let's go from off to standby. Okay, and then I think, is there an NDB at this one? No. Nor is there one here. No. Okay, now, how do you know an NDB is at an airport? Let me see if I can find one. There should, oh, here's one. Okay, let me, actually, I should be able to do this. But anyway, there you go, folks. We have the flight plan in. I want to say that much. Okay, so we're ready to start our taxi. Give me a second here. What I want to do, after having another cough there, I want to bring up the browser I have here. Okay, now how do you know an NDB on these charts? Hopefully you all know this. I am not at my airport, by the way. This is Bettles. There's an NDB. Now, if it's at an airport, you're going to see all these little dots around the airport. Now, if there's a VOR with it, actually, I could have done one pretty close to the route. Fort Yukon, you might have heard me just mention it. They have an NDB right by it, as well as a VOR, and that's the VOR symbol right there. Usually you'll see a compass around it too. And then your frequency, that can always be hard to find. Here's Fort Yukon's frequency for here, and Yukon River NDB is right there. So anyway, gee whiz information, I know, but hey, welcome to Flying with Mike. So we're going to get that out of the way. We're going to get into our taxi checks here. Taxi checks are as follows. Brakes and gyros. Now we're going to do one other thing here. I want to turn this on. Reason we turned the EDI backup on is, according to the guy that created this mod, when you retract the gear, it takes a load on the batteries or generators. By turning that on, that helps take that load off of it. But we also need to turn on this. Hang on, let me slide over. It's easier to read this way. And this is your DME. Clicking this one spools it through the two you have. Well, I got to do the same thing here. I'll find another one en route. We're not high enough yet for it to pick up, or maybe close enough. I don't know the distance on it. Remember, VORs are line of sight. So if there's a mountain in between us and it, you ain't going to pick it up until you're above it. This one selects, do we see distance, do we see time, speeds, and all of that. Okay, so we're going through the taxi check, so here we go. We have VATSIM up. I keep wanting to see, because I see the same issue we had up there. Okay, now here, let me bring that up so you can see that. Those of you using this KingAir, I'm going to keep it tight here. I want to bring up, okay, down in the lower left above music provided by Spotify, NCS, which is a non-copyrighted material. Okay, so you've got that down there. So if you watch, I'm going to turn it to standby. Oh, it'll help if I turn the right one. You see how it went? Just like the Airbus went to standby. Now if I go back to on, it goes to mode C. When we go to altitude, that's when we're, so the ATC can see how high we are. Anyway, I wanted to point that out. Same thing in the Airbus. If when you bring up vPilot, it says standby, make sure things are turned on. Both auto, your standby. I mean, what did it take us going to? I mean, it was unreal what we had to turn on to get it to do that. But that's what we have to do to appease the controllers sometimes. So let's do our thing, and 16 degrees Celsius out here, folks. So we're going to begin our taxi. First thing we do, release the brakes. and I am not going to bring up the chart. I'm just going to head for the runway and back taxi it. But again, if we were following the chart, we could literally follow the taxiway out to the end of the runway. I'm just going to back taxi it. Give you another look at it as we taxi. What is that one saying? Because I want to ask him about a battery charge. Okay, so here we go, taxiing out, and not too bad, about 48 minutes into the stream. Be nice now and turn some lights on. And I'm going to go ahead, keep us in low idle for now. Now, when we do our takeoff run, folks, we are going to do everything we can to keep everything from redlining. So we're going to bring the power up slowly and keep the props no more than 21 or no more than 22 so we don't overspeed. All right, thought I'd better file a flight plan. All right, folks. Well, again, welcome aboard. If you feel, feel free to chat away. Any suggestions on routes? I am working on that one, by the way, to get us from Mid-America to Pensacola. Actually, hoping, let me rephrase this because you'll understand when I say it. There is a potential tropical system forming in the Gulf. Right now, it's down by the Bay of Campeche, I think is what they call it, on the Yucatan. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, the peninsula there of Mexico. And it's supposed to head up somewhere between Houston and Pensacola is the aiming point right now. Right now, it don't look like anything down there. I don't even know where they're seeing this. Obviously, their computers are seeing it in the distance, time frame wise. So that's a possibility coming up. Although it's going to probably be another 3 weeks before I can work that in, mainly because of heavy overtime that I'm in, that I'll be working for the next couple of weeks. So once that's over, we're going to be looking to get some of these flights that have been requested flown. We also have coming up is some craft Civil Reserve air flights for some Air Force. You can see them in the schedule down below. For this week. Next week's will be different. And also looking at trying to improve the overall stream. Suggestions, comments, would love to hear them. I read everything, folks. So if I miss it right now, I do go through and look at them. Because I know I'm not firing on all cylinders. So there's something I'm not getting and working right with. So, but anyway, also if you by chance are lurking about and like what you're seeing, we are going to fly the new KingAir, that free mod that's out there to the default one. We've had a lot of troubles on takeoffs, a lot of troubles in flight landing. So we're going to give it a try, folks. This will be the 5th attempt on a stream to get this to work. So who knows? I would have said three's the charm. No, we've gone way past that. But the guy that developed this, and I've watched a couple videos again, guess what? What he told me to do, I had done. So I don't know what we're doing wrong. And I wish I could get him on stream or on to talk to, so I can really figure out a lot of things, like the pilot operating handbook he uses. Granted, it'll be probably in a different language to me, but that's okay. But really would like to know, because I think this has got the heavy potential of being a really good aircraft out there. This battery charge light, I don't know how to deal with. I don't know what to reduce. I don't know where or what is causing that. So we're going to just get her lined up here. Go through our takeoff checks real quick. Okay. All right, so, and we're also going to get our ACARS program running. Okay, hang on. I did. Are you for real? You're for real. Hang on a second. Bear with me a second here, folks. The program is giving me a little bit of a fit. I had this all set to go, folks. I do solemnly apologize. So this will be a short delay, and I, again, totally apologize here. See if my bids are showing yet. Of course not. Come on, program. There they are. Okay. Sometimes way too many steps with this. Okay, PARC. Okay, altitude. Oh, come on, the brake is engaged. There it goes. Are you serious? I had to click my thing even though it doesn't work? I tell you, the things you learn on these flights that kind of irritate the heck out of you. All right, so lights are on. Okay, boost pumps are on. Cross feeds. Prop sync off. Okay, well, that'll be checked. We need to get our tab set. Okay. Flaps. That shows right there, folks. I guess when I saw them and I couldn't read them, it's just the angle of the sun hitting it. Primary governors, okay. Power, keep going down. Auto feather on. Condition levers now to high idle. Avionics radar. I'm not sure where the radar switch is here. That's okay though. Flight controls. Oh, can't do it from that level. Okay, they're clear and free. This disturbs me. Why am I still having this? And here we go.
V1. Rotate.
Sometimes it's a little bit of a booger to control on the takeoff. Gear up.
Gear up.
Does this makes me nervous. My level of fuel looks good. Get in here and get the autopilot turned on.
V2.
I think we just did a circle over the airport. And we're going to go ahead and turn off our lights. Okay, folks. Well, so far so good. No engine fires. There's the airport we departed. Should be making a turn here soon. Let's make sure we're on GPS. Okay, and let's get into the rank. Okay, that's good. Landing gear up, autopilot's on, engines are on, it's turning, prop set to 2000, synchrophaser's on, engine instrument, cabin signs. I'm going to go ahead and turn those off. And pressurization set. We'll go ahead and just climb up. Okay. All right. Sorry, I was a little quiet there, folks. Want to make sure. Okay, so we're.
$10,000 feet.
Going to leave those on for now. And auto feather can go off now. All right. go ahead and keep that off for now too. 10,000 feet, we're doing good. Lights are off. What I'm going to do to help speed us a little bit along here. Let's go to the direct tubo. How about we go clear? And that's going to take us sort of kind of direct towards tubo. I'm going to bump our range out a little. There we go. And we're going to go to altitude. And we'll get the right squawk in here in case they are up. And I am going to attempt turbines up a little. There's 13,000. Also, if you know what the heck that trim light is flashing, I would sure love to know. And 1,000 to go. One nice feature he did add is this. Oh, I know where that switch is now. I was supposed to. Okay, now we should level off. Okay, our ITT's good. Here in altitude, so we're in the right level. And like I said, folks, looking out the cockpit, you're really not going to see. Oh, come on, airplane, descend. Okay, and we're coming up on level. Because it's minus 13 out there is why the anti-ice on the engine's not coming off. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. 15,000, doing about 180, getting, hopefully speeding up here a little more. Props are at 200 or 2,000, let's see. Yep, and ITT is good. Oh, it's going direct. Okay, I see what it did. It intercepted. Okay. Slight climb here. All right, so we are on our way. Okay, so yeah, that's all set right. Yaw dampers on. AP good. Wish I knew how to deal with the battery charge. All right. So far, so good, folks. Nothing burning yet. Give you another good look at the aircraft. Mountains right behind us. They got a name in the Ice Road Truckers Forum. I don't remember. I know a Nuvik Pass we took off from was nestled in them. Bettles is nestled into them. We also went to Galbraith Lake on the foot range of them, coming up from Prudhoe Bay. So, but this is what we have, folks, all the way into just west of Fort Yukon, and then it's, I mean, I think it's the way the sectionals look, it looks like a plane. We'll see. The sectionals really did not do any justice on our last flight into Telluride, Colorado. Man, folks, that's a good approach. It's not hard. Just make sure when you make your turn, you're fully ready to land. And I mean at Telluride, or it's Cones, VOR, ETL. Be fully ready, you'll be good to land there. Folks, that is a beautiful run. I can't imagine what that'll be like when I get Microsoft Flight Sim. Getting closer to maybe pulling the trigger on that with the announcement that tomorrow the DC-6 from PMDG will be out. I'm going to wait and hear from people. One guy that I would really like to hear from, I don't know if he would fly it. He might. He has flown the Constellation, Captain Mac. But I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll pull the trigger on it. But I would sure love to see some reviews and tutorial flights, anything on it. I know there's one out there right now. So, but yeah, that's what I was hoping to come to X-Plane for, to be able to fly that aircraft. Wasn't to be. That's fine. I'm not going to go through all the hacks and this and that to get it to work in X-Plane 11. Why PMDG abandoned X-Plane, I'd sure love to know. I think I know some of it, but not all of it. And I'm probably the some of it that I do know is probably all wrong. So I'll keep it to myself. But anyway, folks, we're on our way to Circle Village, or Circle City. Like I said, it's south and east of Fort Yukon. If time permits today, we may even take a run to Fort Yukon. It's only 50 miles away. So in this plane, it's an up and down, and pretty much a straight line to it. So sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, folks. The chat room has been wide open since we started an hour and 20 minutes ago. It's going to continue to be open for a while. If you like what you're seeing and hearing, if you want to be a part of Flying with Mike, by all means, folks, we would love for you to follow our community by simply clicking follow. That'll give you an email letting you know the next time we're live, when we go live. Also, lower left or right hand corner, I've been keeping that up for many of the flights. That's a direct link to our Discord channel. Feel free, folks, to utilize that. We are trying to build a community. Granted, we only got about a dozen or so pilots with us now, but folks, it's a great place. I'm trying to build it up so when we're offline especially, it's available to you, but even online, I'm trying my best to monitor it without more than one screen. It makes it hard, but yeah, I would love to hear from y'all offline and see what's going on. Questions, try my best to answer, and who knows, I may have to do that thing called research and learn myself. So, but anyway, we're on our way. I'm going to bring Toolkit into the mix here. Whoa. Okay, the one thing I hate about weather programs, it just throws it right at you like that sometimes. So we'll keep an eye on the weather, keep an eye on things, and we'll continue in. Technically, I would have to be descending right now to get below this deck. So here we go over Tuvo, and then LECB will start our descent into Circle City, and we'll go from there. For now, folks, thanks for flying with Mike. Any questions, comments, please use the chat box for now. And or if you want, come on up. We'll be over Fort Yukon area here in about 20-30 minutes, so if not quicker. So hope you enjoy the ride. And like I said, folks, I just brought up the Sim Toolkit here. Oh, let me. I've kind of cropped it to try to make it a little better here. I don't know if it did or not. Feedback would be great. But basically just trying to get rid of all the garbage around it and just give you the image there. Also, I think I'm going to need to put an overlay in here and try to make this even a more professional look to it. But first off, I just happen to realize they're not up, so it doesn't matter. Okay. What is the weather in Fort Yukon? It's 12,000. Okay. So, anyone else closer? Does not appear so. Okay. All right, so what I'm looking at here, folks, I'm going to switch Sim Toolkit here a little bit. Navigraph died on it. Okay, no big deal. But let's bring this one in. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm looking here at Yukon River, Fort Yukon, and there's the weather. Weather currently is winds are 050, broken at 12,000. So literally, if I had to, I can descend to 11.5, still keep my vertical separation, or 9.5. Let me check that out. Yeah, we're looking at less than 1,000 feet in these areas. 1,000, right around, we're talking where I live, altitude. Little bit more bumpy as we get out to Circle City. So we will be very cautious on this 43-mile run from Differ to the airport, mainly because granite cumuli, and I've warned y'all before about it. It's a very dangerous cloud to fly into. You fly into the granite cumuli, you don't fly out. Basically, folks, what that means is it's a mountain obscured by clouds. So you fly in, there's a good chance you're not going to fly out. All right, and we knew this was coming. There was a lot of rain over Fairbanks at our initial start time. Looks like it's found its way over to the Fort Yukon area. Take a look here. Yeah, we'll keep everything as is. At LECIB, we make a turn to a more southerly direction. And then we might try to drop under it and see if 12,500 is the base. If it is, we'll settle at 11.5. But technically, with the cloud deck we have here, we should be IFR. And I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. All right, so no METAR there either. I wasn't sure if we'd get lucky and maybe get one out of them, but oh well, we'll do the best we can here, folks. And what I just set was the center frequency. If you remember what we had on our departure, there are no charts for PACR Circle Village, so we're on our own, folks. There's no arrivals, no nothing. So what we're going to check, let's go ahead and do that now. Procedures. Enter. None. All right, well, that pretty much tells us we're not going to be shooting any approaches. All right, this part I hate. Getting back to my route. There, oh, no. There we go. Okay, there you can see Fort Yukon right there. So LECB will be right in where it says it should be, around 12,500. We'll go ahead and work with that weather. There you go. Broke into 12,022 degrees Celsius. So it's actually a pretty nice day, other than the clouds. Okay. Get back out of the plane here. But again, right there, folks, outstanding job. Looks great. Love this. So far, so good. We've, not 100% followed checklists, but, hey, it's working. I'm going to go ahead and initiate that descent to 12,500 or to 11,500. What I'm going to do is zoom in, pull out. Okay, this button here can be pushed in. That'll work your hundreds. Push again, it'll pull it out, and you'll be able to work the thousands. Okay. So we're going to do a cruise descent to 11.5. So you know what? I'm going to do it this way. We're going to push descent. Allow it to start its descent. And I'm going to go for IAS. And as you can see, it's set for 181 knots. Let me zoom in, you'll see it better. It's right here in this lower corner. I don't have a DH set yet, and it just leveled off. But basically, when the speeds get down here, let me help you out. It's going to try to keep the speed needle right above 180. Okay, so we'll just try to do a nice gentle descent here. And also, let's kind of let's fade that in for now. Okay, coming up on 14,000. Come back out a little. Okay, just checking things out as we descend. We're trying to get under this layer, so if ATC wants to give me a tissy fit, we're legal. Technically, we weren't. Technically, in a moment, we're not about to be. Okay, coming up on 13,000. Again, that was a 12,000 foot broken call. Again, we're talking Fort Yukon. So if I fly into these clouds, technically with a VFR flight plan, I am breaking the regulations. We need at least, 500 above, 1,000 below. It's either 500 above, 1,000 below, or the other way around. Technically, we're into clouds. So technically, yeah. See what happens here if we get iced up. Oh, I think we are. Well, we're below. And we're going for 11,500. Okay, here comes 11,500. Now I am going to have to give it some power. Okay, hang on a second. What do we got here? Fuel crossfers, no fuel to crossfer. Okay. So. I think I got that correct. So far, so good, folks. We're under the clouds as we're crossing LECIB. Fort Yukon is somewhere right over in there, folks. It's visibility out here, 10 miles. Okay, so it's going to be a tough airport to find. So right now my descent brief basically is we're going to descend at Differ. It's 43 miles in to 5,000 feet. We're going to do it in might even be just prior to. We'll pull the power back. Well, actually, we'll just go down as best we can. You know, if we're on the barber pole, we're on the barber pole. We're going to hit there, come over the airport and figure out the best way to land. Don't know where these mountains are going to relate out to it. As we found with another airport, it's not in the same place the real one is. So, you know, you got to go with what they give you. All right, so altimeter set. What are we setting to here? 2996. Okay. A little down. Okay. That's not bad. We'll see if the speed holds, but if we're not far from 200 knots, folks, that's not bad at all. Okay. All right, so we're doing pretty good here. Differ is coming up in 26 miles. And again, we're looking at okay, so that's looking good. Okay, so our minimum altitude is 4,000 in that sector. By the way, folks, if you're curious, let me see what SimToolkit can show us here. Okay, got SimToolkit up there in the left. Let's go to SkyVector. Okay, we're about right here. I wish it would let us see us on here, but we're tracking down to here. It's 43 miles from here in. Here's that 3,900 foot that we have to stay above. And these are just merging of charts. Eielson is right here. This, folks, is part of the Red Flag, Alaska area. So that's why we have to be very careful in here. I don't know of any activity going on, but it's always possible. I don't see any. So, again, we'll go to the live map. Give it a second. Oh, I got to get it on auto zoom. Yeah, well, hopefully the next time it'll be better. But anyway, you can kind of see what we got to do. But here is that 3,900 foot descent. So we're going to go ahead and get this set up. Let's come down to 5,000. Okay. Again, we're going to set our descent. And I'm going to pull back a little bit on the power. Let's go VS this time. And that's me. I forgot to turn that feature off. We're going to descend 1,000 feet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull off SimToolkit here. Okay, we're getting close to my 1,000 feet a minute. Let's see. Take it nice and easy. Okay, so altimeter is set. Cabin signs are going to come on now. Windshield anti-ice as required. What are we at here temp-wise? We're right at 0, descending in. We'll see. I've got the defrosters on. You can see now that we have information. We're 16 miles away.
10,000 feet.
Okay. Now, technically, you would usually turn your lights on. KingAir, we're going to leave the lights off until we're in the pattern. And then we'll turn them on then. Okay, so 9,000. Okay, so power as required. Okay, so before landing, prop sinks off. No, we're not to that point yet. Auto ignition to on. Okay. Okay, lights, landing gear will go down. When the landing gear, we're ready to put the landing gear down. Hopefully I remember to turn the lights on. Props to auto feather. I think I still have them set. Actually, I have them off. Okay, we'll get those set here as we turn in. And we'll get the props to both as we get within 10 miles of the airport. And we're about to make the turn. We're at Differ right now, crossing 8,000. We're doing just what I want. Like I said, about 5,000 feet. The airfield itself is situated at 613 feet above ground level. My guess is it may be along the river valley, so that's what we'll have to watch. All right, so we're aiming for the airport now. Okay, we got 40 miles, folks. All right, we got just a little bit of time here, folks. If you do like what we're flying today, we try to do this about every Wednesday. With me working 24 on, 48 off, every third Wednesday I'm working, so it'll either be Tuesday or Thursday. In this case, it was Thursday. We'll do the Alaskan bush, and we fly KingAirs and Caravans. KingAir, I really like this plane, and if I can find what I need to know so I don't get engine fires, I'm good. Doing good right now. So whatever the author of this mod has done, kudos so far. So far. I'll give you to 38 miles from Circle City. It's been doing good. Following the checklists for the most part. I'm not doing engine run-ups and stuff like that. If I get told that's the case, I'll just go back to the default. Okay, we're coming up on 5,000. And I'm having a hard time saying 10-mile visibility here, folks. Let's see if it by chance updated on us here in the last few moments. Possibly could have. And we're using Fort Yukon. It's the closest airport. It hasn't updated yet, so okay, so I guess 10 miles is quite possible. Just ugh. All right, so we're now 11 degrees. I'll go ahead and push in on the defroster a little bit. Okay. Alright, so again, cabin signs are on. That's this switch here. The prop sinks, they're supposed to be off. We'll go ahead and take them to off now. Flaps will be as required. Lights. Let's go ahead and at least get the landing on. Even though I believe it's all on the nose gear. And at just making sure. And folks, any of you out there know how to get the battery charge off, I would sure like to hear it. Trying to hold 160 right now. And I chose 5,000 folks because we have 3,900 foot in the sector we're going to be on the sectional. So I wanted to have some altitude between that. Okay, 27 miles out. If I can see it now, man, I'd like to know why I can't at 5 miles out at some of these airports. All right, so holding tight right around 170, that's good. Even though I know we could zoom in here faster. It's getting a little better here on the visibility. Oh, the battery charge. Let's make sure nothing's burning outside. Okay, good. Now, why are we getting a continual master? It's back. Off and on. Okay, great. All right, so folks, we're closing in. This battery charge is starting to really irritate the snot out of me. So any of you out there in the chat room want to chime in and help me out with what that would be needing to be corrected? I would sure. Going the wrong way. Okay. Now 20 miles out. Okay. All right, so one last METAR and then go in from here. And again, they're out of Fort Yukon. Okay, we got an update this time. What do we got? 295. Still variable, 24 degrees. Clear. $17 miles. Chart shows the Yukon River running behind it and a river in front of it. Okay. Actually a creek. We'll see how that models out. It really didn't work out for one of the airports we went into, because they placed the airport at the wrong location. Again, I don't know how the coordinates work out here in X-plane, but it was about 5 miles off. Well, maybe less, anywhere from 5, no more than 10, but somewhere in there it was off. And it was fun to look at it on Sim Toolkit, zoom down to where you can see the ramps and where the plane was actually at and where the runway actually was. All right, so game plan here is to land on runway 33. So hopefully we'll be able to get into a left base, or into a left downwind, but if we have to, we'll come across the field and do right traffic. Okay, 11 miles out. Now I'm going to drop down to 4,000. All right, so we're in range now. So pressure's checked, what was that? Auto feathers on, radar we don't have on. I don't even know where it is on here. Condition levers. 8 miles out, we're going to full. We're going full forward. Auto ignition is on. Props are at high, and then we'll be entering the traffic here shortly. All right, here's the fun part. Okay, now it looks like the Yukon's right ahead of us. Maybe right in here is the airport. We're going to go ahead and start a descent to 2,000.
$2,500.
Okay. Get some power in here. I got a feeling that's the airport right there. 2 miles ahead. We're going to do Yep, I see the runway now. All right. Gonna overfly first. It's gonna become my plane. Circle City traffic, PACR 572 overhead, entering a right downwind, runway 33. Type KingAir.
1,000.
Okay. Take it nice and easy. Let's get a notch of flaps in and the gear out. Heading.
Gear down.
This may have to go around.
$1,000.
Okay, turn and final. And Circle City traffic, KingAir, MacAir 572, turning final, runway 33. Full stop. Hopefully.
500. 400. 300. 200.
Going around. KingAir, MacAir 572 going around.
Gear up.
All right, well, I wasn't comfortable. Circle City traffic, Mac Air 572
Gear down.
downwind. Clear to land, runway 33.
One thousand. $500. 400.
Come on, girls, settle down.
300. 200. 100.
Landing.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
All right. I'll take it. Well, I really don't know where we park here, folks. There's a good look at the lights. Like I said, there are none anywhere else. The only other ones are wing lights, which light up for ice detection. So we'll keep everything on as we turn the taxi on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Circle City with a 408 foot a minute landing. And I felt kind of like a heavy stick on this one the whole time. All right, well, let's go ahead. After landing, flaps up. Landing and taxi lights, auto ignition can now go off. Ice protection leaves on, pitot heat. That we can actually turn off. Going to reduce the load on the electrics. Okay, so trim will reset for and we'll use our strobes until I figure out where we're gonna park here. So what we're gonna do, let me pull up Sim Toolkit. I know I pull it up a lot. Folks, we don't have an airport to look at here. So what we're gonna do, looks like what we're gonna need to do is turn around, come back, taxi to right here. I hate when I have to feel like I'm in takeoff power to get moving. Okay. So let's bring some Toolkit up here. And all I'm doing, folks, is just really following Sim Toolkit being overlaid on the airport itself. Okay, almost to where I'm showing there should be some kind of a taxiway, but it's not showing up here. It's actually about midfield, to be honest with you. I think I saw a runway light here. Okay, we'll just kind of come off here. Close enough. Oh boy. What the hell is it doing? Holy crap. It's like it doesn't have any brakes. Well, folks, I am like totally perplexed right now. The parking brake is on. There is no power on this airplane, folks. All right, well, if I can just get her to stop, hoping I'll be able to get it to file. It's engaged. All right, folks, well, I can't get her to stop. There's no power on this plane. All right, well, we're going to call it here. I'm not sure where she's going to end up by the time we get finished with this, but folks, thanks for flying with Mike. It's been fun. Y'all have a great day, and whew, I'm not sure what to say here. Let's see if I put her on a runway, what happens. I tell you. All right, folks. Well, y'all have a great day. We'll probably come up for that next flight, but give me some time to figure out what the heck happened. If not, we'll be into caravan. So we'll see you then, folks. And again, thanks for flying with Mike.